Hello friends, and welcome back to Jurassic Awakening on the center map in Ark Survival Ascended. In this episode, Pico and I didn't go into voice chat. She was feeling a little under the weather, and so we were going to just do some gathering and just some cozy Ark stuff when we decided that we needed a mantis. And currently right now, the best place to get them is in the redwoods. And of course, the one that she picked was right next to a terror worm. If you are not familiar with Jurassic Awakening and the different variations of creatures that they have, a terror worm is just that. It's a terror. It has a buff that will bring all the creatures to attack you as a protective for itself. And it's a pretty strong creature. But we have brand new Deinosuchus, and we wanted to try them out. As we finished cleaning up all of the creatures coming in to help protect the terror worm, I happened to notice off in the distance in the redwoods a Karchar hunter. Now, typically, Karchar hunters travel in packs, usually about 3 or 4 of them. But this one was all by itself. And we wanted to see if we could tame him. Now, in Vanilla Ark, a typical Karchar is a passive tame, but this is Jurassic Awakening, and sometimes the taming is different. For the Karchar hunter, it's a knockout. Thankfully, our Deinosuchus are pretty beefy, so we were able to let our Deinosuchus tank him while Pico and I shot trank darts at him. It took a little bit, but we finally were able to get him knocked out. Something we learned very quickly with the Karchar hunter is when they're taming, they eat a lot of meat very, very quickly. It wasn't long before we needed to start hunting to get more meat. So we quickly jumped on our Deinosuchus and started chomping around the redwoods. Taking down anything we thought we could handle. So after losing a few of our tames and clearing most of the beach of the redwoods, we were able to finally tame up the Karchar. And so we packed up and went back to base. Later, I decided to go back out and see if I could find a female Karchar hunter to tame up to have a mate pair so we could start breeding up a pack. And I found this little lady not far from the beach in the redwoods. Karchar hunters are very fast and swirl around, which makes it a little harder to hit them. And I was able to get him to focus on my Deinosuchus, which did help in trying to hit her with trank darts. So once she was knocked out, I wanted to clear the area of some of the neighbors so they wouldn't bother us while we were trying to put food in her inventory. I did remember from us taming the male that she was going to go through meat very quickly, so I was sure to bring whatever meats we had available from the base with me, but I knew having extra meat in her pocket would be a good thing. Now, one mistake that I did was to park my Deinosuchus a little close to the Karchar. I did this because the meat was very heavy and I wanted to get to the Karchar. But one thing I forgot to keep in mind was I was in the redwoods, and the redwoods is kind of full of dangerous creatures. And my Deinosuchus was just trying to protect me. Now, thankfully, he did not kill my Karchar hunter, but he did bring down the taming effectiveness. Now, I know I could have let her wake up and tried to drink her out again, but with Jurassic Awakening, females are a lot rarer than males are. And I didn't have the time to wait for her to wake up and then trank her out again. So I took what I could get. Besides the fact, we're using her for breeding. And so in the end, she actually ended up taming up to a really good level and with better stats than our male did. So it wasn't necessarily as bad as it could have been. Now, knowing how fast the Karchar goes through meat, I stayed on the coast hunting for just about anything I could that what I knew would give me the better quality meats. Redwood prime, grizzly meat, and especially elk meat. Elk meat is one of the better meats to tame the carnivores with. So my ultimate goal was trying to find as many elk that were along the coast as I could. And when I came back to put more meat on my Karcha, I noticed that an elk had spawned in right near where the Karcha was. But when I looked at the elk, I noticed it was an alpha. And I hesitated to try and take it down, but thought I had an army in my pocket. Might as well give it a try. But I think I bit off a little more than I could chew. So after losing all 4 of my redwood beelzebufos and a rex, decided to pull out my Deinosuchus to finish the job on the alpha elk. While I was fighting the alpha elk, I had left my harpa on the shore full of different things I'd picked up along the way. And I left him on passive and didn't realize he was getting attacked by a spider. A little while later, I noticed that a grizzly bear had wandered closer to my karcha, and knowing that my harpa was pretty low in health, I didn't want to take a chance using my harpa, but I needed to get rid of the grizzly bear. Besides, grizzly meat is pretty good taming meat. So I took a chance to try and shoot it, and then flew over to a nearby ledge where I could try and shoot down at it. Now, the one thing about the harpa is they are a little hard to get to land just where you want them to, mostly because of their big size. So once I was able to get perched, I started trying to shoot down at the grizzly bear. And as I inched my way to the edge, I realized I didn't have my cinema crops with me and ended up falling off the ledge. Thankfully, it was just down to a lower ledge and the grizzly bear wasn't able to reach me. But I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit terrifying. So at this point, I started to kind of freak out because the bear was gone. I didn't see him anymore. He was just gone. I didn't think I killed him, and I didn't see a body, but I'm not sure if he just despawned or if he swam away and I just didn't see. Even checking and flying around on my RG, I still couldn't find where he went. So I went to get my harpa and ball it up so that it could heal a little bit, since I had pretty well beaten him up with all the fights we had been in, and flew over to wait on my karcha. But I noticed that there was a Daeton in the area. So with my RG, I flew in, picked him up, and went to carry him off to another part of the redwoods where he wouldn't be a nuisance to us. But I ran into a couple of very angry PTs. And they hit a lot harder than my RG does. In Jurassic Awakening, the PTs that are in the redwoods are quite aggressive. I really started to get scared at this point that I was going to lose my RG. So I was trying to think of a way that I could get somewhere to land long enough to pull out something in my pocket that could help protect us. Thankfully, there was a ledge nearby. I was able to get into my inventory just enough time to pull out one of my Saber Kings. But of course, in trying to fight the PTs, he fell off the ledge and into the water. So I was kind of forced to fly over to the shore and wait. Thankfully, he came before my Argent Davis died. Stupid Microraptors. So because my RG was so beaten up, I switched back to my Harpa. This way I knew I had the power to kill any hostiles that came in the area. He had a little more health than my RG did. And it was about that time that Pico came to help out. She had brought a little more meat to finish taming the Karcha. And just in time, because I was getting attacked. So with a tamed Karcha, we potted her up and headed back to base. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to say thank you. It means a lot. And if you liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to keep following along in the Jurassic Awakening adventures, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, check out the other creators that I have links for down in the description below, like Pico, who are also on a great adventure through the Jurassic Awakening mod. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.